Connor, my favorite thing about last week's episode is that there's a moment where I say, "Oh, there's not much news to talk about this week, is there, Connor? There's not much to say." And then we're like, "Nah," and then we just go and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Little did we know that episode was going to come out about 12 hours after
the day pretty much,
day that Ncuti Gatwa was announced as the new Doctor. We have a new Doctor, everybody. Woo!
Let's go.
Let's go. Incredible.
Woo! Welcome to the Doctor Who family.
That's right, Ncuti.
How exciting.
We love you already. Awesome. Awesome casting. I guess we'll talk about that in a second. We're also we're going to be talking about the episode of Doctor Who called Listen today.
Fan favourite.
Probably is going to get overshadowed a little bit by talking about Ncuti, which is a shame. This was always going to happen, the time we have to do an episode where there's big news like this.
Yeah.
But, hey, look, that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah.
So Ncuti Gatwa is the new Doctor. We made a video on it on the YouTube channel if you want to check it out at the 50% Doctor Who podcast YouTube channel. Where you can also watch this lovely video of us having this chat. So we posted that straight away, in which I repeatedly refer to him as Ncuti Gatwa.
That's right. That's what I thought his name was. I think a lot of people were struggling to pronounce it, but now we know it's Ncuti Gatwa. And
I also see people like on Twitter being like, it takes 2 seconds to learn someone's name, and I'm like, yeah, you can say that now. Yeah. But at the time, there was no interview. Well, at least that I could find, no like proper interviews and stuff with him that were in the mainstream, at least, where his name was referred. Now it's easy to say that kind of thing, but at the time, like...
Yeah, I don't think anyone meant it like in an offensive way.
They better not have, because I tell you what, Connor, I'd fuck them up.
Yeah, come on.
Don't start with me, bro.
People always find something to pick at and be like, you did it in an offensive way.
That's
no,
right. I obviously
shut up.
Hate it. Talk to me. What do you think of the casting of Ncuti Gatwa?
I think it's great. I've been a big fan of Sex Education for a few years, so I'd seen him in it. You've been meaning to watch it for a while, and I think you should.
I definitely will now.
Yeah, he's really great in it. He really is. He plays quite a comedic character with a lot of heart. He does have some serious scenes in it, particularly in season 3. But I think it'll be interesting to see how he'll deal with. Are you okay? What the fuck is going on?
For our audio listeners that can't see, I'm just scouting my room looking for a bottle opener and not having much luck. I know there's one in here somewhere. I just don't know.
Isn't it normally up there?
Yeah, but I moved everything the other day, so I can't.
Sometimes when you move around, I try and take the show and not mention that you've moved, just in case you get back quickly enough. But anyway, I'll be interested to see how he handles serious scenes, serious dialogue and all that kind of thing. Because I think he'll really nail all the comedy and all the goofy scenes. And he's just going for his straw. Jesus Christ.
Where is it?
But yeah, I'm excited. I think it was a fantastic choice. I wasn't expecting it, and it was a lovely surprise. The second I saw it was him, I was like, that makes perfect sense. I love it. And I'm so keen to see it start in whenever it starts.
Let's go into the intro, and then when we come back, I will have a bottle opener. Okay, let's.
Fuck me.
We are the 50% podcast, baby. Yo!
50% podcast.
So now, so now we have bottle opener, and my beer's over there. Jesus Christ, this is a mess.
Well done, Aiden, Heineken.
That's right.
Come on, guys, get on the. Is it like a different? Do you reckon it's like a crisper taste if it's like a
twist versus a? No, it's to do with the. Well, there probably is something like that to do with it, but
I'd think so.
The bottle cappy ones are more expensive bottles to manufacture, from what I've heard. So I think it's like the more expensive brands that want to maybe slightly preserve the beer a little bit more. Or something.
I think that might be the case. Yeah. But are we keeping all that before?
Yeah,
so I've said what I've said.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Sorry about that mess.
No, it's okay. I think he's. It was pretty funny actually.
It was. I like that everyone would have seen.
Woo!
I'm in trackies and jumper today, fully embracing. It's not working for
Frio Dockers, number 2 on the scoreboard here in AFL.
So good. Go AFL.
Do you know what I like though? There's been so many people talking about the announcement about Ncuti Gatwa.
About Frio being second on the lineup.
They were first for 24 hours.
They were. So about Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah, but what I love is that what you just did then, looking for the ball opener, it made it different. and that's great. Do you know how many people just sit down and do a boring fucking podcast just talking about it? No,
and then
you're searching for your ball opener.
That's right. Why not? Why can't I?
Why don't you just do your teeth? The old
crack
your tooth doing it.
I love Ncuti Gatwa. He is
King.
I think I really was sure in myself of Pete being announced. Like when he walked out, I was like, I love that casting. But part of me did think he's a bit old. It's going to be different. So there was a slight hesitancy about it. Like I was like 95% sold, right? But I also knew that the general audience was going to struggle. With Ncuti, I was 100% sold instantly. And I was like, man, the general audience, other than, rude, obnoxious people that, are going to talk about the blatant change of casting, in terms of race and sexuality and things like that. Other than those people, like the vast majority of people are really happy with this casting, which is really good.
That's the best thing.
Yeah. I think it's great.
The best thing.
Russell and him just seem like a dream team. I've read a few little interviews and stuff where Russell's like, he wasn't going after, someone that was gay or someone that was black or anything. It was just he was the most talented actor that walked into the room.
I feel so sorry for that. Russell was like, we had found our doctor.
We had Ollie Alexander.
Bro, I don't know. I feel so sorry for that person. But it's like, and then the last audition
was just the best actor.
And I was like, bro, that poor
bloke,
man/woman who had it pretty much and then got literally taken out last second, shot out.
Such a wholesome day as well in Doctor Who. Like everyone was loving it. I remember I was literally doing some work down here, and then all of a sudden I got a notification from George Sheard on YouTube being like, 14th Doctor announced, and I looked at it and he was like, so there's this photo going around. It was the two hearts plus the blue square, and he was like, the Doctor's going to be an announcement. Went upstairs, got me some grilled, some Uber Eats finally came.
Yep.
Was literally sat on my bed.
Famous part of Aiden's video was him getting the old grilled.
Yeah, I literally sat on my bed, grilled, ready to go. I had Listen, the Blu-ray, in my disc, in my PlayStation, ready to review it for today. And then I checked my phone as I'm having my first chip, and I'm like, oh, there goes my evening. And now I've got to make a video about how Ncuti Gatwa is the Doctor.
Literally, I found out, and it was Mother's Day for us. I think it was Mother's Day in England.
No, it's just they have different Mother's Days, I believe.
So is it Mother's Day? Oh yeah, that's it. Father's Day is the same in England.
How bizarre!
But Mother's Day,
Days are different in different countries.
I think it's just America and Australia have it Mother's Day the same day.
I don't know. I don't have any relatives in America.
I think it is that. But anyway, it was Mother's Day for us, so I was just upstairs doing the Mother's Day thing. And I found out Dad's like, you're going to do a video? And I was like, oh, fuck, I probably should. I checked my phone and it's like filming. And I was like, my boy.
Yeah, do you like my one-word responses?
Seconds. Yeah, filming, editing, uploading, done. And I was like, I know you. I was like, I'll send you a 40-second clip. If it's any fucking longer, you're going to be like, nah, fuck this. I'm
cut this shit down.
So I kept it short. One thing I can do is I can get my sentence into like 40 seconds. Sure. I can do it.
You should try that on the podcast.
Funny.
I enjoyed seeing other celebrities embracing it as well. I like Sylvester's.
McCoy's was great.
Was great. He was holding little bells like he does in all his pictures.
Yeah, that was so good.
Another Scott, and he was like, I look forward to seeing you versus Daleks, Cyberman, Weeping Angels, and
the critics.
The critics. And then I saw Ncuti put up Insta story, and he was like, "Thanks so much, Sylvester. That was so kind. I can't wait to verse that last monster that you were talking about." Like that's funny.
He's been getting a lot of love. I know it just sucks that white straight people just feel like they can't watch the show, and it's like, fuck you. Like if you give a vibe like that, it's like, shut up.
But I feel like it's just
I love it.
Those people are so loud. Yeah, it's actually not a lot of people that are kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's just those people are so bloody loud
I just
that
hate
you just see them come up on your timeline and go away.
I don't get it. And it's like, you've got nearly 60 years of the show to watch. If you want to go back and watch old stuff, just do that. Like
exactly. Jodie and Chib's there isn't for everyone.
The show evolves.
Yeah.
The most crazy thing out of all of it is I think we're going to get so many new people to watch the show.
Yeah, the guy has 2.6 million
Dude, he's got
Instagram followers. I was amazed because I didn't follow him until Sunday when the announcement happened. And I checked him out on his account, and all of a sudden 25 mutual friends of mine follow him, and I was looking at them and they're all girls and chicks that don't watch Doctor Who. No. They watch glam and makeup things, Kardashians, they're those kind of girls, and I was like, damn, these people are all like about it. And then I had people reply when I posted on my story that he's the Doctor, being like, oh, that's so cool and stuff, that people that don't really watch Doctor Who.
That's the coolest part. Yeah, I've been following. I was going down like his timeline, and I was like, I was liking his photos for a while. I've been a stan for a while.
Oh, fuck off.
You know how much I love telling you how I got into things before you.
Yeah, you love that shit.
But literally, like, the thing that blew my mind is that I got messages as well from people saying, like, I'm gonna get back and I think I'll watch it again. I'm seeing stuff from people. It's like, okay, Doctor Who's cool now. Let's fucking go.
It's trendy.
I was that fucking nerd who was watching it when it wasn't cool, motherfuckers.
That's the thing.
That's the thing, you know.
And I was almost messaging you and Dan about this today, but I thought I'd hold it back so I can talk about it on the podcast. Is we always say how good Russell is at like reading the room. Like he's really good at reading the TV market and making stuff that's so good for that. It's a Sin came at the perfect time. Like obviously, you know, those stories, it would have been great if they were told 20, 30 years ago. But obviously,
still be relevant then. It's relevant now.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's incredible how relevant those stories are now.
Yeah,
and so he's so good at making stuff like, you know, Doctor Who Series 1 was so ahead of the game in terms of 2005. Like that's when those shows, you know, were starting out. Them more serialized shows and shows that have more character arcs rather than single episodes. Obviously, that's been a thing here and there throughout history, but that's when the boom kind of started to start around the mid 2000s, right?
Yep.
And he sort of read the room and did that with Doctor Who, and he's like, I don't know, he's gonna do it again. Like he's made his dramas shorter now. They're like 5-6 episode stories, like It's a Sin and Years.
Yeah, I wonder how he'll handle like a Doctor Who series. Like, I wonder if it'll be like 10 episodes or something.
I reckon it'll be like 10, yeah. But what I'm also curious about, this is another thing I'm convinced about, is that he, you know, Ncuti Gatwa, I would never have picked him, right? Like, just looking at him, I would never have just thought of him, right? I didn't even know who he was, so this is kind of irrelevant.
I didn't even see anyone, like...
But yeah, no one's predicted him or anything. And then the moment it's like Ncuti Gatwa is the Doctor, it's like, boom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. That's the perfect casting.
I loved
he knows,
it,
like, where the show needs to be going in terms of, you know, casting and storytelling. And that leads us to, you know, I don't want to talk too much on speculation and rumors and stuff. But if you're going to bring back Doctor Who with a great actor that's going to bring in a bit of an audience, you might also want to bring on a bit of an established director that could bring an audience as well.
Edgar fucking Wright.
Edgar Wright, baby, is not confirmed or at all there's any evidence, but there's a few things that are just like, don't get your hopes up, right? Like,
probably.
Like, it's probably nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen. Let's just say it's not going to happen, but it might. It's, you know, he's posted a couple of cryptic images.
He posted
on
wet
Instagram.
paint on like a blue door on the day of Ncuti Gatwa's casting.
Yep.
Russell liked it, and then he posted like, this one's a bit of a stretch. He posted like kind of like a honeycomb. Background, which is, I guess people are going on the idea
of round
being
things.
like the round things.
Yeah.
But he did. I don't know if this is just like a thing that was like a fake Reddit post.
No, this
was actually real.
I've known about this
before. He was
gonna
direct Rose.
He was offered Rose,
but he was making Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And the fact that you know what, I reckon it could happen.
I think there's a possibility.
The fact that BBC, you know, people be like, oh, well, they can't afford him. It's like they afforded, like, you know, like Ncuti Gatwa was like going to be filming that new.
He's in Barbie.
He's in that Barbie film.
Yeah,
that sounds kind of lame, but it's like that Greta whatever her name is film.
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig's new film. It's got like Margot Robbie in it. It's got like some
Ryan Gosling, I think.
Ryan Gosling's in it. Yeah, it's like it's got some huge actors in it. So like, if they can afford. They can afford people now, and we were talking about the Sony and Bad Wolf, like the budget.
Yeah, I feel like there's maybe a little bit more money in it.
Yeah, a bit more money now. And I do think part of me does believe that maybe like someone like Ncuti and maybe Edgar would take a bit of like a pay cut to be in such an iconic.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I could. See
I feel like
happening.
Ncuti probably isn't taking a pay cut because
maybe not. I don't know.
He's not really been the star in any of the. I've not watched Sex Education, but as far as I'm aware, he's not the star of it.
I wonder now what they're going to do about that. The poor man's probably going to be shooting all year because I wonder how long. Like Sex Education, shooty, bang bang. I mean, like Sex Education. Like I think it's shot for like a fucking while. Like they're long. I think it's 8-hour long episodes. It's like a Netflix show, and it's really well directed. So I wonder how they're going to film Doctor Who and Sex Education. Like. because season 4 is confirmed. I think they're doing 2 more seasons, so I'll be interested to see how they handle that. But yeah. Anyway, Edgar coming in would be.
He would definitely be taking a pay cut for it.
He would take a pay.
I feel like he'd enjoy it.
I'd die. I could die a happy man.
Yeah.
If that happens,
madness.
Getting such a popular and lovely actor like Ncuti Gatwa, and then getting such a beloved director like Edgar Wright, and
everyone's gonna watch it.
A beloved writer like Rusty Davies, and bringing in a beloved composer like Murray Gold, who also is not confirmed.
It's like
who is apparently coming back as well. Because why
possibly.
would he not?
That's just very much.
Why would he not?
Like, but the thing is, like, Russell is the biggest TV writer in the UK. Like, he is he's probably not technically a household name, but I feel like a lot of people know him as a writer. Like, the general public are kind of aware of him a little bit, I think. You know, when they did Years and Years, I'm pretty sure the trailers had, like, from writer Russell T Davies on there, which isn't a common thing that you get, right?
Yeah, like they did the whole, like, from director Sam Raimi and all the... Because it's like a big name.
Yeah,
like, they never normally do
usually
that.
advertise
like, by director, by writer. You know they're big when they do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're right. Exactly, like a household name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ncuti's obviously a big name. You bring on Edgar, and, like, Edgar is a massive name.
You are killing me right now.
So who knows who the companion's going to be? Maybe that could bring
God.
It would maybe be nice if the companion isn't someone that's known. Would maybe be nice. But I don't hate it.
I'm all ears. You know the craziest thing is I'm sat down yesterday having rock beers with my best friend Mitch, and he's like, amazing casting, and I was like, oh my God. And he sent a fucking Doctor Who meme in me and Dan's group chat.
Dude,
this is a man who really doesn't like Doctor Who, and he said to me, I will watch it with you. I won't watch it without you. Like, I'm not that into it.
Yeah.
But I will watch it if we watch the series together. Like, obviously I'd watch it.
Has he seen Sex Education?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So he was
so he likes it. Yeah.
Amazing casting, and I was like the fact that I can't preface enough. There's been like an ongoing gag in our friendship for literally like 10 plus years that like he thinks Doctor Who's shit and I think it's amazing. Mm-hmm. The fact that someone like that who just doesn't like the show is even considering watching it. That speaks fucking volumes.
Well, my girlfriend Nicole, who's been on the show a couple of times, doesn't really enjoy.
Oh my
Doctor
God,
Who.
is this finally the time?
She's not said she's going to watch it or anything. But like,
how you can do a rewatch?
Similar to Mitch in a way, she's been sending me like TikToks of him where it's like, shoot the 14th Doctor versing the Daleks, and it's him doing his makeup and like singing and like doing dance moves in his room and
classic Sex Education.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, man, getting sent in the TARDIS, you dirty pig.
Yeah, that's so good.
I'm like, bro, I'm getting sent this.
I even knew that line though. Without seeing Sex Education, I knew the dirty pig line.
Well, that went viral, especially because it just came out just before the whole coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
So everyone was using it as like a press for like, wash your hands, you dirty pig.
I like couldn't believe, like, I saw the casting and then I like messaged to Nick and I was like, new Doctor, so cool. And she was like, yeah, cool. And then like 5 hours later, I saw like a meme and I was like, Nick, it's the Daddy Pig guy.
The Daddy Pig, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's exciting, and the fact that even people who don't even like the show or maybe stop watching with like David Tennant or Matt Smith or anything like that, the fact that they want to get back into the show, I think speaks volumes, and I'm so happy. It's weird that Doctor Who is now cool, I guess.
Yeah.
We were here before it, and we were
right,
the nerds
baby.
in the corner doing a podcast. Sometimes I post on my actual like personal account stuff from this podcast, and sometimes I get a little self-conscious and like, man, people must think I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
But now I'm like...
Not anymore, baby. Not with Shooty
bang
bang.
Yeah, I remember when I was posting about this before he was announced as a Doctor.
Right. Let's start a bit of a talk about Listen. We'll probably bounce between the two subjects.
Yeah, it starts because like Listen is such a great episode, and I feel like I want to give that love as well because it's so great.
Yeah, we'll try bounce between the two a bit.
Two massive things in this episode, folks. You're in for a treat today.
That's right. So Listen is the 4th episode of the 8th series of the British science fiction television program Doctor Who. First broadcast on BBC One on the 13th of September 2014. Excuse me. It was written by Stephen Moffat and directed by Douglas McKinnon. In the episode Alien Time Traveler, the Doctor attempts to track down a creature with the perfected ability to hide, while his companion Clara struggles with a date from former soldier Danny Pink. So immediately...
Awesome Pink.
I think the idea... this is twice that Moffat's done that. playing with structure in terms of we're cutting between the Danny and Clara, which is a very soapy dynamic in a way, and then cutting it with Doctor Who sci-fi stuff and cross-cutting between that. I thought it was awesome.
Man, this episode
this is so well written.
Slaps, bro. I'm so glad you like it. I watched this last night. Perfect time after the pub.
Yeah.
Just me and my cat on my bed. All the lights off. It was orgasmic, bro. It was fucking great. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
One thing I'll say about my viewing, and I really liked this episode. And there's bits I really loved, but I did watch this episode right after the Ncuti announcement. And the whole time I was just sat there going, I just want to watch Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. I just want to watch 14th Doctor stuff. I'm so keen. Yeah. And like, I just posted the video, so I was kind of checking to see how that was going and stuff here and there. I think that mildly hindered my experience. I did really like it, but I didn't quite love it as much as I thought I would. But I did really, really enjoy it still.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that. Like, obviously that was playing on my mind. When I have episodes like this that I know I'm really gonna like, I always put them off in a good way. Because I wanna. Your viewing experience really does affect how you feel.
It does.
On rewatch. So I had a couple beers, just had a curry. I was keen. You know, man was ready.
Bring it on.
I hadn't watched it in years, and this is probably the most I've enjoyed this episode. Not that I didn't like it when I first watched it, because I really did.
Yeah.
But this is the most I've been like, man, like I respect the fuck out of like Steven for doing something completely different with Peter's Doctor. Even like you're right, structural wise.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Writing wise, structural wise.
Yeah.
What they do with the characters.
There's so much interesting stuff that he also tries to say with the episode. Like, there's the whole thing about, like, who are you when you're alone? You know, there's that. And there's also, what was it? I had a smart thought about it. There's this whole sort of thing about, like, the impressions that you put on people, right? Like, how they took to Danny Pink as a kid and how that kind of affects how he is when he's older. And then you also see then Clara do the same thing to the Doctor. Whereas her conversation with the Doctor, in a way, I know it's Clara who, kind of in a way makes the Doctor, not who he is, but I guess she plants a bit of a moral in his head at the end of the episode.
Yeah. That is, you're right. It's like how, well, they speak a lot about like how, your childhood does, you know, shape the person you are in the future, I think. And, they do really cool and interesting things with that. We get to see the famous date from which got set up into the Dalek.
Yes,
the awkward,
which was fun.
Date. It was.
Some really bits, the dialogue was a little bit like you're trying to force a bit of tension here.
Yeah,
but then some bits were fun.
It's kind of like it's cringily awkward, and you're like, oh god, it's hard to watch, but you can't really look away. And I love the lighting as well. Like,
yeah, it was just nice.
Like that, literally. I don't know if you can really. Yeah, you can see it in the video. Like,
nice mood lighting.
Yeah, like you know, some really nice lighting and stuff.
Yeah, and look,
I really liked
I'm gonna sound like such a dweeby white boy here, but Danny Pink was pretty lucky on that date.
Yes, he was.
Cara was looking pretty good. You know, one thing I really liked about this episode was like one of the scenes at the start when, you know, it's a funny scene in general. Oh, there's another bit of cross-cutting when it's cross-cutting between her coming home from the date
and being like,
and her at the date. Yeah. But there's the scene where she's kind of like crawled up on the bed and like Peter's there and he does that joke and it's like, why do you need 3 mirrors? Why don't you just turn your head?
Yeah, so good.
But then like she's kind of like it's like she's sooking to her dad kind of thing. Yeah. Like it's so. I really like that dynamic.
It's like, come on, you've taken your makeup off already. She's like, I haven't. Yeah. It's like, no, come on. I love that. Come on.
It's so good.
Oh, their dynamic. Yeah, then she tries to open the door and the TARDIS is like blocking it. And she's like, what? Doctor? And he's like, why you got 3 mirrors? Why don't you just move your head? Dude, perfect. Their chemistry is so good. Even the opening.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't overlook that.
Fucking great. That whole speech is, and it's so eerie. I love that. You know, what would you do? Do. And he laughs, and then it's like the rolling of the chalk.
Yeah, it's like, on the floor.
Dude, that is so creepy, and it makes perfect sense. The creature that's perfect at hiding, what would it do? Listen. That's fucking creepy.
And also, a creature that's perfect at hiding, you wouldn't know about it.
No.
Because it's perfect at hiding.
I love that. I remember when this episode came out, I had so many like conversations with like people who didn't even watch the show. I was like, you know, what do you think about this? Like, you think there's a creature that's like got perfect hiding?
Yeah.
Like, and it creeps people out. I'm like, yeah, that is creepy.
I honestly think, Moffat obviously has some, as everyone does, Moffat has some downfalls as a writer, but I gotta say, the dude is the best guy in Doctor Who in terms of creating, just like coming up with a concept of a spooky creature, right? Things like the silence, you see a monster you'll forget about. The Weeping Angels, you look away, it moves really fast. And just like the way he plays with concepts like that are kind of high concept sci-fi in a way. And and this episode, he builds a whole story about like, they're trying to find a creature that is so good at hiding that you can't find it.
So good.
And I like that it's just like, obviously the Doctor at this point is technically traveling alone. Like he's just getting Clara on for the odd adventure here and there. And I like that he's just had so much time on his own that he's just sat around the TARDIS thinking like, imagine if there was a creature so good at hiding, we wouldn't even know it existed. I need Clara for this one.
I love that. And literally, there's a great line in the final where like they're talking about like the afterlife, and there's a line where he says, "Always wondered what it was gonna like." He's like, "Always wondering what would happen when you die. Always meant to check it out, but didn't." And that's what Capaldi's Doctor's kind of like, especially in this season. He's kind of like just like got time on his hands. He's just like, "All right, I'll figure out. I'll check out the afterlife one day, and I'll check this out now." Yeah, that intro, although like I'm not a huge fan of the opening shot of him on the TARDIS with the light up his ass.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of that.
I don't think he's sat on the. I think I read that he's not sat on the bulb.
But he is sat
in front of it.
I'm not a huge fan of that. But the things that annoy me in this episode like don't even bother me that much because I think it's just really great, and that's why it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
A lot of great dialogue scenes as well. Even like the Doctor being like, I couldn't have written this. I couldn't have written the whole listen thing. And it's like, and Clara's like, how long have you been traveling on your own? It's like, perhaps another have been. So good.
So good, dude.
So good. This episode fucking slaps.
It slaps, man.
This season is really good.
Fire.
It is really good. Like I wanna go home and watch Time Heist because I'm like, this season just like it makes you want to keep watching. And
it does.
The best thing about a new Doctor is you're so excited and fresh on the era.
Yeah,
I just want to like keep going.
I think this has been the most I've enjoyed it since Series 3. Like I'm really enjoying this series.
Yeah, you're on something there. Maybe like season 5 for me because when Matt came in, but even Matt didn't even have like a start this good.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think.
Definitely just in terms of how much I've enjoyed watching the episodes, how much I've been wanting to keep watching and having to hold back for the show. But then also how much I've been enjoying wanting to talk about the episodes on the podcast is like, this is like season 3, which was my favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite to do on the podcast. So
yeah,
that's really good. They go into Clara's thought process and
the TARDIS is
the whole thinky thing, the TARDIS puss.
Yeah.
The TARDIS puss that takes you into your memory. And I thought that was like a great little thing that we fly, and then there's that cool like the quick shots of Danny Pink, the little wave, and that's when because the phones ring in and they end up at the orphanage, and then he's like up there and he does the wave, and then you can tell it's the same wave that older Danny did. That shit was great.
It is great,
and just the whole vibe inside the is it an orphanage?
It's like an orphanage, yeah.
Yeah, the whole vibe in there, like when they're talking to the caretaker kind of groundskeeper guy that's in there.
Yeah, they put your coffee down.
Yeah.
I don't remember how you put it.
Everyone
does cool. That.
And then, like...
Do they? Dude, Peter's so funny. And he steals it. So he walks off of it. Oh, my God.
And then there's also, like, there's obviously the scene in the bedroom, which has so many good things, like, in a comedic way. Like, where he's looking through the
Where's
book.
Wally book.
And he's like, I'm trying to find Wally. And they're like, that's not a Where's Wally book. And he's like, oh...
How would you know? Maybe you just haven't found him yet. And that joke connects to the episode. Because he's like, how would you know?
Oh my God, it does.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so clever.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a Where's Wally though. It's like, how would you know? Maybe you just haven't found him yet. Yes. Yeah. That scene really do be great. Like, under the bed. Like, this is one of the rare times Doctor Who is actually like, this is fucking scary.
The fact that they're sat under the bed, having a conversation, like, it's safe. And then you just see the bed spread just come down.
Direction's great.
It is really great. Yeah. Really
Even
great.
Before, like, in that scene in the hallway, before the Doctor speaks to that caretaker guy and steals the coffee, like, He's just walking down the hallway with like the Sonic just on.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's like a shot, almost like a gunslinger.
Yeah,
it looks fucking The episode is great. Some
yeah,
amazing location where the way they bounce to like different areas. It doesn't feel sloppy. It reminds me very much of the pacing from Into the Dalek. It didn't feel shit.
Yeah. I remember seeing all the leak. They weren't necessarily leak pics, but just like when they were shooting the date night sequence. I remember seeing the pics come up of Clara and the Doctor at the TARDIS and things like that.
I remember that. Yeah,
I thought that was great.
I remember there was I remember seeing like the future Danny Pink, Orson Pink with like the beard and a bit of an afro. That also got leaked, and I was like, interesting. Oh yeah, he was in the suit. Everyone was like, ooh, this is interesting.
Yeah, because he comes out and he waves them in.
Yeah, I love the old.
Yeah,
dude, that is great. I think this episode fucking slaps. Like that, and that scene in the bedroom, by the way. Even the Doctor's like, imagine there was a creature that you couldn't look at. What would happen if you looked at it? And Danny's like, I don't know. It's like, exactly, so don't do it.
Yeah, and you can just see it behind them.
Very briefly, it pulls off the bed sheet, and you get like a split second look at it.
Yeah. But then it is like a whole thing of like, is it real or is it not? Like by the end of the episode, it's kind of alluded to that it wasn't real.
Yeah, I've gotten a few people message me about it, and that is a theory. I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about it. I don't know. I don't even know.
I just don't care. Like,
I don't even care. Yeah, that's a good way of putting
enjoy it so much. I don't need to care.
That's a really good way of putting it. I don't even really care. Like, I just think it really just stands on its own 2 feet, and it's really good. To
be honest, though, at this point in the episode, Danny Pink comes in. Sorry, what's he called? Danny Pink. Awesome Pink. Yeah,
I think he's. Yeah.
It kind of loses me a little bit there. This is where, and I honestly, I was saying maybe my viewing of it hindered my thoughts on the episode a little bit, but this is something I have thought every time I've watched it. I don't necessarily buy into the Orson Pink being a future, he's a time traveler and stuff.
He's on like Mars or something ridiculous.
It's a bit. He's just at the end of the universe.
End of the universe. That's it. Yeah.
But
just like fucking.
It's very coincidental that the guy that Clara seems to be dating happens to be turned into a time traveler that they find, and and he looks exactly the same as Danny. Like, I know he's a descendant, but like, yeah, it's fine and I enjoy it, but part of me does like it tests the believability a little bit of the story for me.
Yeah, that part did kind of lose. Like the third act is definitely my least favorite.
100%.
But like I was saying before, like, my issues with the episode don't necessarily like bother me that much.
Yeah, it's still great.
It is still great. That whole Orson Pink thing. I do like how it keeps cutting back to date, and like even like, I love how like they land at the restaurant just as Clara's walking away. And she's like, is that light from the back? And he's like, he's like, oh, don't worry. It ain't that better in the front. It's something like that.
He says, yeah, don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, it's so good. And she goes back in, and then she like fucks it up again. That's right. And then Orson Pink comes out and it's like, you need to go in the TARDIS. Such a little nitpick, but I always found it silly how like they're just allowed to like walk in and out of the kitchen without anyone being
I thought that. Like,
who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
If you saw a guy in a
no one in the restaurant responded to the spaceman in the restaurant.
Though it all looks so beautiful, and the color and the like the lighting is so good. I'm like, I don't care. This is sick. Like, and when he takes off the helmet, although it was in the trailers, like there was a shot of him in the trailers in the TARDIS, so it was a bit of a giveaway for people who had seen the trailers and stuff. But I think it's a great reveal when he's like, psst.
Well, I always am surprised. Like, I remember watching it and being surprised. I thought it was the Doctor
because he's
and watching it today. Oh, sorry, a few days ago, I thought it was the Doctor. Like, and then he took it off, and I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, because they really make you think, and you also the way he moves just feels like Peter. I don't know why, but yeah, it does.
Yeah, they bring out the suit in Kill the Moon as well, so he does wear it.
He
does wear it. Yeah,
I love the lack of. This is bad. I don't even know how to say this. The lack of sound design when they get onto the planet, and he's like, "Have a listen," and it's just
nothing,
silent.
Yeah,
I like watched the episode, and then the next day I went somewhere. And where was I? Oh, that's right. I was in the
Outback.
No, I was meeting with my sound designer for the film. And So we're in the sound studio, and we were sat there, and he was doing a little bit of work, and I was like waiting for him to do something, and I just like sat around and I was like, this is silent, because this room was like the roof was padded with things, like it was a fully soundproof room, and it was dead silent, and I was like, this is like what Listen was like. I just kept thinking about it. I love that, just the whole, just no sounds in the universe.
Yeah, that is really cool. And even like the whole, it's really creepy. It's like, do not open the door. It almost like it almost comes at night. And again, you're right. They kind of lost me there a bit. Even like the fact that like the doctor's like, I need to see what it is, and they run inside the TARDIS, and like, I kind of find it really silly that like, you know, the air shock opened and the doctor's just like holding onto a pole, and then all of a sudden comes down and says, and that kind of lost me. I don't know how you feel about this, but again, it doesn't bother me that much because the episode is so good. But I don't love the whole barn scene.
I do.
You like it?
I really like it.
Talk to me about it.
I just think it works for me. I like that everything just suddenly makes sense in that moment. Like, you know, Clara, she hides under the bed, and you don't necessarily think too much about it. You just think, oh, she's hiding. And then all of a sudden his feet come down. She grabs it in an instant. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like all the ankle grabbing, which, by the way, we mentioned is a spooky thing in the episode, the whole
Stephen definitely takes something, like he normally does. He takes something that people are afraid of. Everyone always... I never really had the ankle thing, but I always thought something was under my bed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
But I love how all of a sudden it makes sense. And then you see in her face, she's like, oh, I know what I have to do now, kind of thing. And I love that, you know, the barn is such a big thing of Day of the Doctor. And then Moffat's like, oh, I'm going to make it relevant again. And it's not annoyingly relevant. It, like, makes sense. It gives reasoning as to why John Hurt went there.
Yeah,
you know, because he was like, this was a barn that, you know, meant something to me as a kid. I used to hide here when I was
she even says that, and one day you'll come back here.
Yeah, and it all, like, worked. And I love when shows that are, like, more episodic rather than serial have an episode where suddenly it's, like, a huge thing that's in the middle of the season, and it's just, like, you're seeing the Doctor as a kid.
Oh, it was certainly a really big surprise watching it.
It was. And even watching it now, like, I watched it and I was like, oh, this is the barn one. Like, I forgot about this. And Murray, man, with the Listen score.
So good. He's coming back. He's coming in hot.
Fuck off. I'll believe it when I see it again. Hot. Like, I there's more chance of Murray coming back than Edgar doing it, but I also feel like...
Sorry, I just thought about Edgar Wright directing something that Murray's doing the score over.
Oh my god. But, like, Murray did it for, 2005 to 2017? For 12 years.
I think he's had enough time off.
He's had 5 years off after doing it for 12 years.
That's fucking ages.
But yeah,
I haven't even been at my job for 5 years.
He might just really enjoy working with RTD.
That's a lot. That's like, I've been at my job for 5 years. Like, that feels like a fucking lifetime.
Well, maybe he's just like, RTD's doing it. I don't mind. It just depends, because I feel like he's the type of guy that will just do it if he feels like he can. Like, if he's got something for it. Yeah,
I don't know. Was it you or Dan who told me that Murray said in an interview a while ago that he was maybe going to look at not doing only one of RTD's projects? I think he said something like that. But I don't even know if that's true. And I don't know if I believe it. But it would just be such a nice... you made a good point. You're like, maybe even if he just comes back for the 60th.
Yeah, and then that'd be nice, and we just bring back some old score for it and a bit of new, but like that old Murray feel.
I love Sagan.
And then when you start series 14, you have a new composer, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you made some really good points. And by the way, I completely agree with you, everything you said. And I don't hate the scene. It's just never sat with me. It's never just sat with me very well.
Is it because of the whole Clara kind of starts the Doctor, like it's the whole Clara Who thing? You know,
no, that actually doesn't bother me.
Because really that's my one thing. I don't hate it, but like there is an element of me that's like, okay, we are really getting like Clara's making her presence known in the show right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's something I didn't even like pick up on. I guess like for me, it was a little bit. I don't know. I felt like Moff was being a little bit wanky, and that's okay. He deserves to be a bit wanky.
I love it.
I like it. Love it. But again, like I think even like script wise, like I think Clara's like monologue, which was nice, went on for fucking too long.
But it's
by the way, the thing I hate the most is like the two people come in and they're like they look at the Doctor.
No, that's great.
No, but hang on a minute. I don't know. I feel sorry for the guy. I'm not trying to shit him. I don't even know who he is, but he's like, well, what do you expect if you want to be a Time Lord? And it's like, okay, do you have to say it so fucking...
I love it because that's when you're like,
Time
it's
Lord?
You don't think it's the doctor.
Like,
you don't think it's the doctor until he says that. So it's like...
Yeah, but if you're talking normal conversation, you're like, what the fuck does he expect to be like a Time Lord?
Yeah, look...
Time Lord! It's like, okay, we get it. It's the fucking doctor.
Yeah. But I love the whole thing, especially because... For
it's
so
good.
long,
it's good.
Everyone was like, the Time Lord is the species, where it's like, no, it's not. The Time Lord is, you go to the academy and you become a Time Lord,
I don't hate it as much as maybe it seems. I like it.
It sounds like you hate it. It sounds like you despise it.
I just think the monologue goes on for way too long.
But you have this beautiful cross-cutting, they drop Danny Pink off, and that's so... It's a beautiful shot, like the backlight of like the lamppost behind them and stuff. I thought looked stunning,
very beautiful. This is Douglas McKinnon. Did you say? He'd done quite a lot of Doctor Who before. I think
it is Douglas McKinnon.
Didn't he do a few of Matt's episodes?
Yeah, he did loads of Matt's. I think
he's like the Christmas Carol guy, if I'm not mistaken.
He did all of Good Omens. He's done some Line of Duty, some Sherlock. I'm just trying to find. Yeah, Abominable Bride. I thought so. He's got a few more to come. So Sontaran Stratagems, Poison Sky, Power 3, Cold War, Listen, Time Heist, Flatline, Husbands of River Song.
Okay, all those episodes are really nice.
Yeah,
he does Time Heist.
Yeah, he's back next week. Yeah, and then later in the season for Flatline.
He seems to have a really good concept of like colouring, which I really love.
Yeah, they always look pretty. Like I know you're not a massive fan of Abominable Bride as a Sherlock episode. I love it.
You do love it, don't you?
But you've got to admit, it's so pretty.
It is
like,
so pretty.
The colours are amazing. And just like the direction is great, like the scenes.
Oh, I think I'm on that Torchwood. I think I'm on that Sherlock rewatch like sooner. I think I want to show my girlfriend all
Sometimes
of them. She hasn't seen them.
Due. Every couple of years, you need to be like, I need to do it,
Yeah, I always feel like the quality drops off after season 2, but
it definitely does.
But it's still better than most shows on TV.
I think it's super enjoyable. It's just like the first 2, you're like, oh, this is proper, interesting.
Yeah,
and then 3 to 4, it's like, oh, this is just fun character stuff.
But like 402, The Lie Detective is probably maybe my second or third favorite episode.
Great
I know
episode.
That's not really, there isn't even that much, but and that's written by just Steven. I think that episode is fucking great.
Fire.
It's so dark and perfect.
Yeah, but also funny.
But yeah, it
some
has
good jokes
some
in
good
there.
Stuff. Even like Mrs. Hudson driving the fucking like the Porsche or the Ferrari or something.
I've always loved.
It's really
Moffat
good.
loves that song.
He does. Alex. He did in Silent. Yeah.
I've always loved. There's a bit. We'll get back into Doctor Who in 20 seconds. I've always loved.
So good.
There's a top-down shot of the. the doc. They're tracking the Doctor. I can't remember who's tracking the Doctor. Some like CIA or something.
Sherlock.
They're tracking Sherlock.
Sorry, I was like
around London, and he's on like.
Oh fuck off.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it looks like he's making a message, and they look at his map route of where he's walked, and it says like, "Fuck off," but you can't quite see it. Dude, like they just got away with it, and it's so good. I'm sure most people that are listening have watched Sherlock, but if you haven't, do it because it's very much that season 5 to 10 era Who kind of vibe in a way. It doesn't always take itself too seriously. It doesn't always stick the landing, but when it does, it's on fire. And every episode is enjoyable, even the ones that aren't too great.
Yeah, I do think that's a show we'll eventually get like maybe another episode of here and there.
I would just love. Even like I don't even want it now. Like
the Baker Street Boys.
Another 5 years. Just give us a 5th and final season.
I was thinking maybe it would have been really cool if they did like the BBC Centenary like just special.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
That would have been really fun. But I think it's like too late now.
Yeah,
probably too late to even film it, and like I don't even know if it's even like being written. But anyway, one thing I'll say about Sherlock, last thing, in The Lie Detective, that season 4 episode 2 episode, like the direction in Sherlock is so perfect, it's so great.
Every episode,
it's literally amazing. Even Rachel Talalay does 401,
which is my least favorite episode.
The Six Factors.
Yeah,
really.
I'll admit, it's so well directed.
Even you don't like even worse than Blind Banker.
Okay,
102.
They're
102
a bit there.
blows.
They're
that is the worst. There's literally like how Sherlock always wears like his little hat, his little hunting hat. There's literally a shot in like 402 where like Sherlock passes out on the couch and like the pillow perfectly like lands on his head. And it's not CG'd, by the way. Like the pillow caves into his head.
I don't remember.
And it looks like he's wearing the hat. And I'm like, how many takes did it take to do that? And the fact you even did that, and it's so unnoticeable. I remember the first time I watched it, I picked up on it, and I was watching a analysis video, and someone picked up on the fact that he literally just lands on the couch and the pillowcase around his head, and it looks like he's wearing his classic hat. That stuff like that is just like, okay, I love this show. I always will. I want it to come back for you're right, like a final season or like a special or something.
Yeah. I'd want more than a special. I think I'd want.
I would,
because they're only 3 episodes, 90-minute. 90-minute episodes makes up 1 season, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably being optimistic by saying a full season, but I think that would be great. Just one more season where it goes kind of back to series 1, where it's individual episodes. And in the last episode, I even though season 4 is a bit crazy how they go into his backstory, like with his family and stuff. Yeah, we won't spoil it in case anyone hasn't really got there. But I'd like to enjoy Euros. I think it would be great if she came back and had to team up with them. I thought it would be cool. Anyway, let's go back to Doctor Who. We're going very off topic.
One thing quickly though, that's what I was talking. Like Benedict and Martin Freeman both took pay cuts. To season 4. Yeah, I remember that's what I was kind of actually referring to before with the whole maybe Edgar Wright thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
It's known to happen, and it's the BBC, so it is. People do.
I feel like a lot of creatives don't really do it for money. It's you're doing it for you're
Edgar,
passionate about the story that you're telling.
A paycheck.
Yeah,
Edgar's
just give me enough to get by.
Let my mum forgive me,
and let my mum forgive me for not directing Rose. That's right.
So funny.
All right. Shall we move on to a couple of segments, Connor?
Sure. Yeah, this episode slaps. Let's go.
Yeah, it's an amazing episode. Let's face it.
Face it.
Right. That's not for another few months, Connor. It's time for Goof of the Week. Any goofs this week, Connor?
No. Sorry,
all right, neither do I. Let's move on to behind the scenes.
You didn't have to play the sting, bro.
I always mean to ask you before the episode if you have a goof, so we don't do the segment.
The goof this week is that you played the sting.
I'm the goof of the week.
Aiden is the goof of the week.
Goof is the week is the segment where
moving on to
if there's fuck ups, that's why we talk about it.
And the fuck up was us this week.
That's right.
With peace and love.
Now we're doing behind the scenes. I've already played the sting. Sorry, weird notification. Behind the scenes, the episode where we is the segment where we pull back the curtain on the episode and we talk about the behind the scenes facts that you may or may not know about the episode, right? So today, listen, a few facts for you. Shall we do it?
Do it.
Let's talk about a couple of quotes here from Moffat. First thing is my impulse starting in that was just the idea. What does he do when he's got nothing to do? And that's what we're talking about. He spends so much time alone. He's sat there and he's just bored, coming up with wacky concepts and things. Madness.
Man's bored,
So then, also in promoting the episode, Moffat said, I'm going to do a chamber piece with no money in the middle of the 8th series because I haven't done one in ages and I'd like to prove that I can actually write. He's so self-aware. It's hilarious.
I can do it.
But I can appreciate, for the past few years, he's only been doing, premieres and finales, especially during 6 and 7 where they had mid-season. So he always did the mid-season finale and mid-season premiere.
Yeah.
Now he's doing just a one-off episode in the series.
Yeah. I do love that, though. I do like that a lot.
I really like that. I like that a lot. I'm glad he did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yes, sister. I think that's why he does Extremis as well in series 10.
Extremis. Oh, dude, that slaps. I can't wait to watch. Dude, Capaldi's run slaps.
So good, dude.
I love it.
And then there is also the fact that this episode had its script leak along with, as we now know, the first 3 episodes.
This is
the 4th.
The second last one to actually have it happen too.
Yes. Yeah, so Time Heist gets it as well. And also the entire episode was released in black and white, missing VFX and some ADR.
Okay.
Was also leaked. So you were right, by the way. All 5 episodes were leaked in their entirety.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And also one thing I wanted to say, I didn't find anything on it then, but I know it exists. I know I've seen it, and I'm 90% sure it's Listen.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not necessarily a deleted scene, more of an alternate scene of the introduction from the first scene of the episode, but it's all candlelit in the TARDIS.
Ooh,
have you seen that?
No.
You gotta try and find it. It looks fucking beautiful.
That'd be awesome.
There's just hundreds, thousands of candles in the TARDIS. I don't know why they decided to reshoot it. It looks stunning.
Wow. Okay.
The pre-title sequence is amazing as it is.
Yeah.
But it's even better with this moody candle lit.
Another example
just
of
sets
lighting.
the tone.
Well, he does what I do like how he does start with like a candle and then he blows it out and then he puts it down.
Okay. But like
the lighting is so even in that scene, the lighting is like pretty perfect in my opinion.
Is.
I do love it.
Oh yeah, this season just looks stunning, doesn't it?
It's got such a great tone.
It does. Yeah.
Those moody colors are
love them.
perfect, and I love them. Man, that's great. It fucking slaps this season. I'm so keen to like
slap.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That wasn't an awful lot for behind the scenes this week. So, shall we move on to Australia's third and final segment? It's time for Just Twitter Just Twitter Things is the segment where we want to hear what you guys have to say about the episode. So, over on Twitter and Instagram, you can join the conversation at 50Doctor. We like to have a good chat there. All right? So, talking about Listen, I put up all the Ncuti stuffs.
By the way, just quickly, I think Aiden and I decided that we're gonna do Just Twitter Things for just big episodes.
Yeah, big episodes and
stuff like this and openers, finals, and episodes like this that are like quite
just that people want to talk about, because sometimes it's a little bit like there's not a lot to say.
Yeah.
And it's nice when you get a few responses on the bigger episodes. So.
Also, I think like one of the things we should be aware of doing the show is like we always want to be like making it entertaining and like constantly changing it up, because sometimes it was a good segment, but I think you're right. It works in maybe smaller.
It works in some episodes better than others, and sometimes it just kind of bogs down the show a little bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe what would be good is if we always put a poll up. And we don't have to do a Just Twitter Team segment on it, but we just sort of say, let's consult the poll or something.
I
can do that.
I was even thinking today at work.
Dude, I didn't touch my computer and it just started.
Is that the Listen monster?
The Listen monster is here. It's listening. It's like, no, you will do Just Twitter Things.
I'm thinking of, and you can do this on Twitter if you want to, you don't have to, but I was even thinking like, you can, I can like even ask every week and just not even read it on the show. Like just, engage with people still about the episode.
Sure.
But you don't have to always read it out on the show.
Yeah, we don't always have to do a segment.
I can share them on like Instagram stories and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wicked. So I did put a poll with it. So, the options were, what are your thoughts on Listen? Amazing. Yeah, it's pretty good. Standard 2, yuck, get it away from me. Surprisingly has a couple of votes. So Amazing got 7%. Yeah, it's pretty good, got 73%. Standard Who got 13%. And Yuck, Get It Away From Me got 7%. So obviously the general consensus is, pretty good. But, you gotta...
What the heckin' dog?
We also have a few little comments on it here. Now that's what I call comedy podcasts. Our good friend,
I
Jacob
do call
Hines,
it comedy.
Says 10 out of 10 Doctor, 10 out of 10 Monster, 7 out of 10 episode. That's fairly respectable. And then we have a long one from the Doctor Who show, so I'm probably just going to read a little bit of it. It's pretty good from me, as it's a cut above an average episode, but also does the modern TV thing of throwing ostensibly words that I don't understand, interesting things into the story, but which aren't explained or followed up on. I find this one of the easiest / lazy ways of writing stuff. He goes on to sort of talk about that a little bit more, like the whole, wow, did that just happen? But not actually making a lot of sense in the episode. Okay. I think it does make sense for me.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess it just doesn't work for the Doctor Who show. Our good friend Dylan says, underrated, actually a top tier episode, but I think a lot of fans missed the point. What is the point that Dylan's talking about? We'll have to ask him at some point.
That's what I'm talking about.
He gave you the point. Did he give you the point?
I think so.
Oh my god, he gave you the point!
Are you done?
I'm done, baby.
Are you done?
I'm fucking done, okay? Will you hurry up and read?
I'm over it.
Fucking read, okay?
I'm gonna try it.
Read!
It was paranoia all along, bro. Was it? I don't know. It's up to you to decide. Mike Honor says it's a standout for me. Sorry, standout, not standard. Standout.
Standout.
Yeah,
Thank
and I agree.
Good.
Anyway, the poll was actually really good this week. I hate reading polls which is like 100%. It's actually really divisive. 64% say they like it.
What?
36 say they don't. That's actually a really cool poll. I like when they're divisive, not just 100% yes.
But
I thought it would be 100% yes.
The thing is, Connor, 34% of our voters are wrong.
Yes, I agree.
That's
I
it.
agree with you.
I hate you all. Stop listening.
I hate you. Xavier said,
we appreciate your
continuity
votes.
makes no sense if Pink and Oz die. Yeah, whatever.
That is actually something I wanted to see how that gets addressed. Surely that gets addressed. Danny Pink dies at the end of the series. Surely there is some explanation.
That's a good idea, actually.
About listen.
Good point, sorry. Nicole sent me this.
First, quietly, I think Aiden is a knob.
Okay,
thanks.
That's good.
That's my girlfriend, everybody.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole. I agree.
I'd
Aiden
also
is a knob.
like to apologize for saying that you're all wrong. That 34% or whatever.
Bro, the Dota 2 community is so
it was
fucking...
just a joke.
They're so like... Aiden said his fans are wrong. What the hell's wrong with him? Does he not respect the fact that he has an audience?
I like how...
It's like, shut the fuck up.
We're currently making fun of
people.
The people who we're making this show for.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. First of all, if anyone takes that seriously... Maybe they should stop watching.
It's the wrong show. It's not the show
Dude,
for you.
We're fun. That's why I hate so much.
Like banter. Banter.
That fucking... By the way, I finally read comments on that, that Jodie Whittaker Doctor video I did. Bro, there are so many people who are just like...
Dickheads.
They just hate to hate.
They love to hate.
I've gotten better at it. It used to really hurt my feelings, but now nothing really surprises me anymore. So I feel like I'm more used to it.
Connor made a video on on our YouTube channel, the 50% Doctor Who podcast, about, it was like 10 or like 20 minutes long, wasn't it? About
15 minutes, yeah.
You know, why do people hate Jodie? Was the title.
She sucks, bro.
And then everyone, those people that are like, yeah, I don't hate Jodie, da da. And then there's so many people that are like, because she's shit.
You don't get it.
Because she's so bad. Get out of here with your feminist bullshit.
You know what annoys me the most? In that video, I was so neutral on both sides.
You were very neutral.
I'm not saying that I'm neutral on the fact they fucking hate women, but I was like, I don't like her doctor. I don't. I've never connected with her doctor. I just feel sorry for Jodie. It's like, stop blaming the writing. I'm like, I will blame the fucking writing. I've seen Jodie act in Broadchurch. She's fantastic.
Well, they also, it's apparent, and we won't shit talk too much because we did that a bit last week, but
did we?
There was Ransar of Kolos was a first draft script.
Yeah.
Maybe that doesn't say anything about Chibnall's writing.
Bro, you try
but
and
the
do a
fact that
better
the script
job.
was a first draft script just says it's not gonna be perfect.
Literally, you fuckers try and do a better job.
Yeah, why doesn't the 50% Doctor Who podcast write an episode?
That's another thing. I'm like, I'd love to see these dickheads do a podcast. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
That's exactly what we need. More straight white males writing Doctor Who.
Well, until Russell comes back.
Yeah, we got Russell.
That sucks. I knew that video was gonna fucking bring some hate, but it actually kind of blows my mind how many people are just outright sexist. It's okay if you don't like her doctor, but the fact that they try and hide so behind the idea of oh, she just fucking sucks. I'm not being sexist, but the fact that the doctor's a woman and it just fucking sucks. But that's not me being sexist. Well, maybe you are. Maybe consider you're hurting some people's feelings by saying that.
I'm gonna read that comment.
Bro, this is insane.
I was going to post it on Twitter and I was like, I don't want to draw attention to it. There's no need.
You did post it. I remember I checked the next night and it was down.
On our...
It didn't seem like something you would post, so I understand why you took it down.
Yeah, on our Ncuti Gatwa...
Aiden's into positivity.
YouTube video, that some guy commented on it.
It's insane.
It's just insane.
It is.
But that's the thing.
He's so fucking angry.
Hilariously insane.
He's so angry.
It's so yeah, it's just wrong.
It's a TV show, bro.
Yeah, calm why down. Are you getting so offended by it?
I love it too. Just calm down, man.
So this is a comment. I'll beep out all the swear words because I think it'll be funnier because
he says a lot.
He does. I'm gonna beep it.
Oh,
yeah.
We're Australian. We can say.
I don't like the C word, actually.
You're not Australian.
I'll be honest. I'm not.
Australian and English people love the C word. I feel like it's Americans who don't.
If any fan ... or any normal... This is all in capital letters, by the way.
No, the man's angry.
It's a or any normal human being thinks this is good casting... and will save the show... They are f***ing insane... and will not admit to and not admit it to themselves. ...
Yeah, I'm lying to myself.
All it will be now ... is gay innuendo. ...
No.
Banging on about the...
No.
I don't even want to talk about...
No.
Banging on about the slave trade.
No,
And
not that.
Black Lives Matter. ...
No.
Just tossers politically sounding off board.
No.
They've done the female. ...
No.
Now it's a double tree. ...
No.
You get a black man who's gay.
What? No. The show is just shit.
Whatever happened to Doctor Who being a science fiction show? ... For sake. ... Spare us this crap. ...
Bro, shut
How?
the fuck
Like,
up.
I feel dirty just saying that shit.
It's so crazy.
I cannot
Shut
believe
up.
that could be someone's thought process, like an intellectual.
All the dots get me.
And it's not. There's so many spelling mistakes.
Bro,
It's so many
shut
just
up.
like the sentences don't
watch
make
the
sense.
show. Get
And my
outta
favorite
here.
part was I looked at. I won't say the username, but it ends with a 1998 or whatever, and I was like,
I was born that year.
this guy, obviously
Same
is
as
the
you.
same age as us, and he's there with these backwards ass beliefs, and can't write for shit.
Dude, yeah, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. Dude,
Shut up. I understand.
up.
I see people. They post like I saw someone say they weren't too impressed with Ncuti Gatwa was casting because they were hoping for someone a little bit older with a bit of a stronger presence. I guess they were maybe talking a bit more in reference to Joe Martin and Capaldi, the way that they're like, they. I don't want to say command the screen because I'm sure Ncuti will do that, but they're stern and they are always completely in control of the situation and stuff.
That's what I'm interested to see the most out of his performance. Because like I said, like he definitely has scenes to shine in Sex Education, but his character is mostly goofy. So I'm keen to see how he'll handle the serious. But did you hear that Stephen got sent the audition tape?
And he loved it.
Slapped, yeah.
But my point was that so it's okay, like if your problem with Ncuti is that you were just hoping for someone a bit older and has that bit more of a presence in that stern way or something, that's totally fine. Like everyone has maybe what they want their next Doctor to be, and maybe it won't be that, and that's fine. But it's like when you go out and you're saying like just because they're a black gay man that's why you think it's shit casting is like
I think it's great.
you haven't seen how he's gonna do it. He might be the sternest Doctor we've ever had.
Literally, you don't know yet.
We don't know.
I put out a poll, which by the way, it did really well, which is awesome. Yeah, people love him. I said love him or still not sure. I wasn't gonna say don't like him. We're into negativity here. We fucking hate that shit. It's still not sure because you'll come around.
Good job.
Thank you. Only Mike, who we know is a lovely person.
Mike Connor,
who we know is a lovely person, he would never hate. He just said, still not sure. And that's okay.
And that's fair.
It's okay. But by the way, fucking all the people who voted love him.
Yeah.
But, like, someone like Mike, for example, which is my point, is like, someone like him would never just hate someone because of the colour of their skin or the fact that they're gay. It's like, get the fuck over it. Like, it's okay if you don't... Like, I'm not a huge fan of Jodie Zero. It doesn't make me a sexist. Just not a huge fan of it.
But you do hate women.
Well, that does make me a sexist.
Irrelevant, but I do.
Bro, you know what's so funny? Every time we make those jokes, I swear there's someone like, I knew the whole time.
I knew the whole time that Connor hated women.
Hey, you got me. Quick thoughts on the Doctor, though. Aiden said the most confident about being on Doctor Who casting. Yas, he's fabulous in sex ed, a real standout, intrigued to see what his Doctor is. That's what Mike said. And Dylan said he is just a Doctor, and I agree. Like the man seems to be standing out. It's a shame, like whenever like something like this happens, like people will, of course, the old keyboard warriors will come out of the dark. But one last thing I do have to say, I do love Stephen made like a comment this week about like basically he said something. I'll see if I can find the quote. He basically said, I said to the fucking BBC when I left.
Oh no, okay, yeah.
Oh, pronouns?
No, this is a different thing. He just said. He was like, respect people's pronouns, you fucking idiots. Is basically what he said.
I wasn't going to comment on the matter because I actually don't know the full story, but I heard the BBC were getting into a bit of trouble recently because of something about pronouns. Yeah.
I do not know about this.
I won't comment on it because I don't know.
Okay.
But basically, I don't know. I can't find the quote, but he basically said like, when I left the BBC, I said, you guys need a bigger budget. Like, it's like he literally said, I can't remember the phrase that he used, and it sucks because it's such a good way of putting it. But he's like, the BBC basically treat Doctor Who as like a timeless show that's just never going to die. And I think that was their biggest problem. And Stephen was like, even when he left, like he wasn't working anymore. He's like, you guys need to give Chris like a good budget. Like he needs it. And I think the best thing about Russ coming in is that, the man clearly like, has got a cool budget.
Yeah, I feel like they'll definitely trust him.
Yeah.
To give him a proper budget. Not that they haven't trusted other writers, but it's like he is the biggest showrunner in the UK. They will give him
respect. Yeah, you can definitely tell sometimes that Stephen struggled with like budget issues.
Definitely.
Even what you just said then about listen.
Yeah, he said like, I'm going to do the cheap episode. I also, and I think I've spoken about this before. I love Moffat's approach to budget problems. And Neil Gaiman said that he learnt it. Like the big, huge writer Neil Gaiman learnt this from Stephen Moffat. He was a huge writer.
Yes.
But, they couldn't get everything that he wanted in Nightmare in Silver, I think it was. And so Neil was getting stressed, and Moffat was like, don't think of the budget things as a problem. Just think you've got to do it in a different way.
Imagine
you've got to find a different way to do it.
Neil Gaiman's like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Well, I feel like I brought that into a lot of what I do. Like, we made our short on $2,000, which is, in terms of movie budgets, fucking nothing.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that you come into these situations where you're
cinema
like,
ticket sales, baby. Let's go. $20 a pop.
how are we going to do it on no money? And yeah, you find ways.
I know that. Quickly, I found the quote. As for Dr. Who, Moffat is thrilled at plans to supersize the show under the return in Russ T Davies. He says, "When I left, I said to the BBC that the show needs so much more money. There's a tendency to think of it as a little engine that could. That's the saying. And this sweet little thing that does remarkably well. It's one of the biggest shows in the world. It should swag like one." That is so fucking true.
Did he say swag?
Yeah, he said it should swag like one.
Fuck yeah.
He's got that little... literally, the BBC do look at the little engine that could.
Yeah.
Like, it won't gas itself out.
Yeah. Well, it will if you don't... You don't treat it with tender love and care.
I won't say the name, but Dan worked on some really like bad short film, and it got like a cinema showing.
That's not that hard to do.
Yeah, so could you do that?
I've done it.
Yeah, but like no, but this was different. Like this was like it wasn't like a massive event thing. Like it was just at the theaters for like a day.
Yeah, no, that's doable. If you're willing to pay for it, you can put anything on at the cinema.
Really?
Yes.
Do you mind me asking how much it cost?
I think last time I did something, it was $700 for 2 hours.
That's a lot of money. Fuck.
Yeah.
And that's like what, 2 showings?
For $700 for 2 hours.
So you go to show the film like twice?
Well, what we did for us was we put 5 films on to take up the 2 hours to increase the revenue. So we put 5 like 10 to 20 minute short films on.
Okay.
And that way, you get people that are just looking for one of those films that'll come and they'll pay.
Right.
And we, I think, made like $20 profit. But it wasn't a profit. We didn't do it for profit. We did it to show the films. We weren't intending to make profit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wacko tobacco. Yeah. Sorry if you didn't like us drawing attention to the haters. I just think they're fucking funny how just idiotic and dumb they make themselves look right in that kind of thing. You know?
Man, the bigger we get, the more they'll come.
Can't wait. Come at me, baby, and I won't reply because I'm all about peace and love.
On the show.
Yeah, that's the last one I'm doing. Yeah,
Please.
People start commenting in the hope that we'll read them out on the show.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Please don't. We will ban you somehow.
I guess we could do that.
How? How do you ban them?
I think you can block a channel, but it's like there's no point because they'll just make another one or.
They're that obsessed with us, Connor.
Yeah, depends. They
love us that much. Out of 10, what would you give Listen, Connor?
Oh, definitely a solid 8.
Yeah,
deserves it. What about you?
I was going to say 7.5, but talking about it, I do think my mood hindered the episode a little bit. I'm going to give it an 8 as well.
Yeah, I think we said everything we need to, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, super enjoyable.
It really is great, and I really do think I'm going to like next week's episode as well.
Time Heist, baby. Yeah, different because this Listen's such a concept-based episode where Time Heist is the back to kind of actiony, shooty.
It's co-written, isn't it? I think Stephen co-wrote
Time Heist. Yeah, I believe it is.
The guy
co-written.
who did that awful episode, Sin of the TARDIS. He
Journey to Enter the TARDIS.
Yeah, he writes it with Moffat, I think.
Gee whiz.
That's the thing. I think in the first 5 episodes, they're either like written or co-written by Moffat, except for Robot Sherwood, which is just
Stephen Thompson.
Yeah,
is
and
the
Steven,
writer.
I think it's and Steven. I might be wrong, but
Yeah. Sorry, Stephen and
yeah. So he does every episode apart from, or just co-writes it, except for Robot Sherwood.
Yeah, he did Journey and the Curse of the Black Spot.
He did Curse of the Black Spot too.
So whose track record is not good?
Why bring this guy
Isn't
back?
he the guy that also writes Sherlock?
I think he's on his
The
last
first
Vow
2 seasons,
or
I
something.
think he...
Oh,
the
no.
first 3.
He does...
Blind Banker,
he
the
does
episode
Blind
we were
Banker.
talking
He literally
about.
does Blind Banker. Yeah, the one that fucking blows. Yeah.
Oh, man.
No
so
shit.
much silliness. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening.
Yeah, thank you. I felt love this week. You guys are so lovely. Thanks for all the love on Aiden's video, which I made a 40-second cameo in, which is why I did so well, obviously.
That's right. They were like, Connor's in it. Better click on it.
Thank you for all the love. It's been... We had our best month, like, viewership-wise, so thank you.
Yeah,
That's
we have
amazing.
done well this
It's
month.
So...
Obviously, it helps
great.
having Legends of the Sea Devils and things like
Yeah,
that.
Legend of Sea Devils and
Mickey
and
T.
the-
Oh, fuck. The Shooty
It's
announcement.
just a new John Pertwee.
Oh, fuck. I meant Shooty.
It's a new
Sorry.
John Pertwee.
And the
I'm gonna call him
Shooty
Pertwee
announcement.
from here on out.
Oh, God. Dylan will be like crying tears of blood. His ears will be bleeding.
Tears of blood. Wow.
Yeah. Thanks so much. We do appreciate
I
you
need a
all,
piece
one
so
and all.
bad.
Sorry if we.
I was insecure about, you yelled at me for peeing in Robot Show, which, by the way, you cut out. I felt so bad about. I've held it. By the way, I agree. It disrupts the show, but
Yeah, Connor went for a piss in Robert
sometimes
Sherwood.
man needs to go piss.
That's fair.
I was like,
right
what
now,
are you doing?
Just do it on the spot.
This happened the last 2 times, and I was like,
said,
yeah, I've
Connor,
got
what
a
are you
bladder.
fucking I don't think
I've got
I
a
ever,
bladder.
I don't think
That's how it
I
works.
don't think I ever yelled at
I'm
you.
sorry that
for
I
starters.
pissed.
I never yelled at you.
No, you're just like, oh, this happened last time. Like,
You
yeah,
say it like I was
piss
thinking
every
about
day.
it.
Do you not piss
I
every
have the
day?
smallest bladder in the world. I piss all the time.
This man cut it out there, so he's like, I don't want to make myself look bad. Let me just cut that.
No, well, it was because I didn't really have anything to say. So
No, I did
was
hit.
kind
I'm
of-
not trying to put you on the spot with like when I go to the toilet.
Yeah, you
but I was
are.
like,
You're out to
bullshit.
hate on me. You're starting shit.
Always here to hate on you and
You're-
always to put you on the spot.
Oh, fuck you. And always just pissing. Oh, why don't you just piss off?
Fine. Fuck this podcast. I'm out. What a childish podcast.
Thank you so much for
I'm
listening
out.
and watching.
Nah, I'm out. See you guys.
I guess I'll sing the theme song on my own tonight.
Yeah, it's Aiden's podcast.
It is Aiden's podcast.
Just say Aiden.
Aiden runs this shit. It's Aiden's podcast. He's doing Doctor Who reviews all on his own. Doing Doctor Who review. It's kind of awkward now that I'm on my own though, because usually we do a bit of a riff-raff for 10 seconds. There's a bit of a post-credit sequence after we sing. But I'm on my own right now. So now it's a little bit weird. And the more I talk, the weirder I do think it's getting. We also didn't talk about Peter this week. Our emoji, our Octomoody, that either smiles or is sad, depending on if we like the episode. If you couldn't tell, Peter is happy this week. And that's what we love. See you next time. Goodbye. Cheers.